Hello everyone. In this issue, we will be looking at the unknown truth about Ivan the Terrible, the most enigmatic ruler in Russian history. Although he is known as a cruel tyrant, he was actually a genius reformer and a cultured man with a deep knowledge of the arts. Today, I would like to share with you some surprising facts that you won't find in textbooks. If you watch until the end, you will see a new side of Ivan the Terrible. Chapter 1. A prodigious boy monarch having lost his father at the age of 3 and his mother to poisoning at the age of 8, Ivan began his solitary life at an early age. But, amazingly, he could read and write, which was unusual for his time, and he spent his days holed up in the library reading history books. Of particular interest is a speech he gave before the nobility at the age of 13. After his mother's death, the court was in turmoil due to a power struggle among the nobles, when suddenly he stood up and declared, "Anyone who does not recognize me as Tsar must leave this place." It is said that his appearance, full of dignity even in his infancy, awe-inspired those around him. Chapter 2. The unknown reformer. When most people hear of Ivan the Terrible, the image of a cruel tyrant comes to mind. But in fact he was also a reformer who established Russia's first modern code, the Shibnik. Of particular note is the establishment of the postal system, which was revolutionary for its time. In order to efficiently govern the vast territory of Russia, he established a regular mail service using horses, which revolutionized the transmission of information. He also established. In addition, he established the first printing house in Russia and contributed to the development of culture. In fact, he was also an intellectual, fluent in 7 languages. Chapter 3. The face of an artist. Perhaps surprisingly, Ivan the Terrible was also an excellent composer. He especially excelled at composing religious music, and some of his hymns are still sung in the Russian Orthodox Church today. He was also an enthusiastic founder of libraries, laying the foundation for what is now the Russian National Library. His collection is said to have included valuable manuscripts from ancient Greece and Rome. Chapter 4. Mysterious death and surprising legacy. The cause of Ivan the Terrible's death has long been a mystery. However, in the 2000s, scientific analysis of his body revealed extremely high levels of mercury in his system. In fact, it has been pointed out that he had a strong interest in alchemy and may have conducted experiments himself. In addition, a journal discovered in his study contained a sharp analysis of the political situation in Europe at the time, as well as a record of astronomical observations. Chapter 5. A surprising diplomatic strategy. Ivan the Terrible had a surprising diplomatic strategy that no one knew about. In fact, he had even proposed marriage to Queen Elizabeth I of England, but this was not out of mere romantic feelings. At the time, Russia was at odds with European countries over Baltic Sea trade rights. Therefore, Ivan planned an alliance with England. Even more astonishingly, he even planned to defect to England. In 1570, Ivan sent a confidential letter to Elizabeth I requesting that she accept him into exile if he lost power in Russia. He requested asylum in a castle outside London and an adequate pension. It is said that for all this preparation, he was actually a paranoid character, always afraid of losing power. Chapter 6. The mysterious library and the lost treasure. Another great mystery remains for Ivan the Terrible. That is the existence of a lost library. According to legend, Ivan the Terrible inherited an enormous amount of ancient books from Zoe Paleologina, the wife of the last Byzantine emperor. These supposedly included lost documents from ancient Rome and precious manuscripts rescued from the Library of Alexandria. Of particular interest is the fact that this library contained a large number of secret documents on alchemy and astrology. In fact, after Ivan's death, this library simply disappeared. Even today, rumors persist that these documents lie in a secret room hidden in the basement of Moscow. In 2019, a survey was conducted using the latest ground-penetrating radar, but no discoveries have yet been made. The value of this lost library is estimated to be several hundred billion yen in today's monetary value. Now that we have introduced the little-known true face of Ivan the Terrible, how should we understand his character? First, let us consider the duality that Ivan the Terrible exhibited. He certainly had a side as a terrible tyrant. In particular, the episode in which he murdered his own son is etched in history as an event that epitomizes his violent nature. But as we have seen, he was at the same time a ruler of remarkable intelligence and culture. His command of 7 languages, his compilation of codes, and his love of the arts are too complex to be dismissed by the label of mere tyrant. Particularly noteworthy is his reformer aspect. Ivan's establishment of the postal system, printing presses, and legislation had a major impact on the subsequent modernization of Russia. In fact, his style of governance also influenced the reforms of Peter the Great about 150 years later. In other words, it may be said that part of the foundation of modern Russia was laid during the reign of Ivan the Terrible. We must also look at his personal tragedies. The trauma of his childhood, losing his father at the age of 3 and his mother to poisoning at the age of 8. A lonely boyhood surrounded by aristocratic intrigues for power. And the death of his beloved first wife, Anastasia. These experiences are believed to have greatly influenced the formation of his character. In fact, his paranoid personality and the cruelty he sometimes displayed were probably not unrelated to these past traumas. Let us also consider the contemporary significance of Ivan the Terrible's time. Many of the problems he faced are actually relevant to modern society. For example, the challenge of how to govern a vast country efficiently, how to deal with the conflicts brought about by rapid social change, and how to secure influence in the international community. These are challenges that Russia faces today, albeit in different forms. Even more interesting are the mysteries he left behind. The mysteries of the lost library presented here continue to fascinate modern researchers. Following the underground exploration in 2019, new research plans seem to be underway. Perhaps new discoveries about Ivan the Terrible will surprise us in the near future. Finally, I would like to mention the difficulty in evaluating historical figures. We often tend to judge historical figures by the simple dichotomy of good guy or bad guy. However, as the example of Ivan the Terrible shows, actual historical figures are far more complex and multifaceted. Despite his atrocities, he accomplished outstanding reforms, and his love of art is a true testament to the complexity of the human condition. In this light, perhaps Ivan the Terrible was not just a cruel tyrant, but rather an extreme embodiment of both the light and shadow sides of human nature. His life seems to throw up for us universal themes of power, love, loneliness, and humanity. How was it? If you liked this video, please like and subscribe to our channel. See you next time.